Before we get into the stories today, we want to take just a few moments to remember Dawn Lucien. So, a lot of what, if you love Tacoma, a lot of what you know as Tacoma has been touched by the incredible energy and vision of Dawn Lucien. She helped establish the University of Washington Tacoma. She led successful efforts to resolve a land dispute between the Puyallup tribe, Indians, and private developers. She's a big reason why we're sitting in such a modern space right now today in the Broadway Center for the Performing Arts. And if you drive down the 11th Street Hill and you're able to keep going all the way across the Murray Morgan Bridge, it's because Dawn did a tremendous amount to help save that bridge. Dawn thought Tacoma was the gem of the universe. Has anybody heard her say that? Yes. And about the only achievements she wasn't able to put on her list were making sure that Mount Rainier was returned to the name Mount Tacoma, and that Tacoma, she was hoping, would soon be established as the conflict resolution center of the world. But when those things finally come to pass, we can all share stories that we know Dawn was there and helped make it happen. Yes. Dawn served as a member and advisor for Willow, and many of the Willow members turned to Dawn for guidance and friendship, and it means something very special for us to be able to bring Dawn's memory and Dawn's spirit and energy here with us today at this event. She's been here many times. And for us to take a few moments to remember Dawn and reflect on her, joining us is Kurt Olsen, Dawn's younger son. Kurt, would you come on up?
That I think my mother is on top of Mount Tacoma right now, taking care of the next line of projects she's got in mind. My name is Kurt Olsen, and I would like to thank all of you for being here today, to honor my mother, Dawn Lucien, and support Willow. Mom, as most of you know, is a huge fan of Willow and its founder, Song Shen. It is also an honor for me to share some recollections of my mother, Dawn Lucien. It is an understatement to say that Mom was involved in many things that were always inclusive. But she always made time for her three sons. I am the youngest, and she was an active participant in the PTA, a den mother, and my fiercest baseball fan during my Little League career. I want to share a story about how she helped me overcome my shyness. She thought it would be a good idea for me to become involved with the Tacoma Little Theater. I thought it was a great idea also because I had a friend who was already involved. Mom signed me up, and I auditioned for the part of Dopey in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I got the part. We practiced, and then opening day came. We got into the old Merc, and we were on our way down to the theater. It was a short distance, but I could feel the anxiety building up, and by the time we arrived, I was sweating and nervous and scared. This was my first play, of course, and starting to feel sick. She pulled up in front of North 2nd, and I started to cry. I didn't understand what was happening to me. I was frozen. I knew I couldn't go inside the theater, period. She calmly put the car in park and turned to me and said, "I love you, Kurt. What you are about to overcome now will be of great significance for the rest of your life. You are going to walk through those theater doors. You will then look at the stage as you're walking toward it and imagine yourself acting your part along with your fellow actors, while realizing you're having a magnificent time. You will continue to realize that the play has ended and the crowd is cheering wildly for you and your fellow actors. You will feel joyous and know you were successful and know that you have grown." I got out of the car and opened the theater doors, and the rest played out just as she said it would. I realize now that the mental framing she walked me through was how she approached her interests and projects. She envisioned them from beginning to end. More importantly, she was a great listener and generous with her time. Just a quick story about her and buying an old beat-up restaurant in Mexico. We had the idea, my stepfather had some ailments and we were going to go to Mexico and get him treated, but we realized he was going to be there quite a long time. But while we were there down there in Barra de Navidad, which is just south of Puerto Vallarta, my mother and I fell in love with Mexico. I had never been there before. So, unbeknownst to me, she took an interest and she bought an old restaurant down there. And then she asked my wife Ricky and my brother Eric to join us down there and check it out. Well, she was 85 years old when she did this. And we had a neighbor down there, her name was Bonnie. And Bonnie sang in a couple of the nightclubs down there. And being our neighbor, my mother and her got to know one another. Well, my mother knew thousands of ragtime, old-time songs. And Bonnie knew that because my mother would sing them while she was in the kitchen of our little beat-up house that, of course, we were fixing up in Mexico. So Bonnie asked her to join her, and this is one of the biggest clubs down there, on stage. My mother gladly agreed. Well, she's there with a gal probably less than half her age who's belting out these tunes, and my mother didn't miss a lick. And then she got into singing these older songs, and the Mexican folks went wild. The natives loved it. Bonnie loved it. We loved it. And I just want to let you know that no matter what, she always felt that you were never too old to try something new. Thank you. I would like to conclude with a few of Mom's axioms. It's all in your head. Always be positive. It's easier. Don't ever look back. Marry a woman with less problems than you. And I did. Look for the nickel under the foot. Tacoma is the center of the universe. And remember, Mount Tacoma, not that other name. And most importantly, don't ever give up, ever. Well, that's all I've got for today. I just want to thank Willow for honoring my mother today and for having and letting me sit here and share some memories of my mother. Thank you very much.